Yes, sir.
What's up, brother?
What's up, really?
Feeling good today.
Welcome back. Bobby, go ahead and show off the what you're wearing.
Y'all know how we coming today, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
Josh Allen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My boy got the Josh Allen up and running this morning. Which I mean, fuck it. I mean, deserved. First of all, Bobby, my boy, how are you?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Love that. Yeah, man, fucking, there's been a lot of a little going on.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
A lot of a little. Because like it's one of those times, and I say this every year in like January, February, when it gets playoff time and like football and stuff like that, stuff starts to die down because it's there's nothing going on. Like coaches are getting hired and different things like that.
It makes the small things huge because there's not much.
Right. So man, fuck. Getting into the games from this past weekend, NFL divisional game. So the Commanders ended up whooping ass. Pretty sure I said the Commanders were gonna win.
Applause to the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, cause
I'm pretty sure I called that. I gotta go rewatch the last podcast with Berg. Out now on YouTube, by the way. But I gotta go see that because I think I called that. I'm pretty sure I called that. I called the Commanders winning because the Lions defense was just, bro. That you can see in this how Jaden Daniels played, the way he distributed the ball, bro. Bro's playing like he's been in the league forever.
And great point. Now, bro looks like a 5-year vet.
Let me say this though. He also played 5 years college football. So did Bo Nix. People forget that. Bo Nix also played 5 years. So you see that Bo Nix had a great rookie year.
I personally am not a believer in more years college. More experience translated to the NFL.
You don't?
I see the argument, but I think it is very, very situational. I think
it's a maturity thing.
That I can agree with. I think you're
Jaden Daniels had
playing in an offensive right. That's very fair. Because when you're playing in an offensive scheme like Oregon, you're not really running NFL pro style offense. So the maturity thing is very fair. I think it's
a maturity thing because you're another year older. You have another year of leadership.
Right.
Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. He was a captain. He won. You know what I mean?
Which helps.
He did everything in college, right?
That's very fair.
Oh, Nick, same thing. He was a Heisman finalist. He played in big games. He had the most starts in college football. I think game reps do matter. Like Colin Cowherd makes a good point pretty much every time he talks about quarterbacks. He's saying, man, these quarterbacks have 1,000 reps by the time they're in the NFL. They've thrown 100,000 passes by the time they're in college, by the time they're in the NFL these days. They're playing 7-on-7. They're playing I think.
But then you have players like Joe Burrow, who sat for 3, played for 1, had an outs. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of, it could go either way. Like right. Situational. It could go either way.
I think situational is a good word because it's one of those things that, like, I think the two I'm talking about in particular are Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, but I think Jaden Daniels distributes more of the he benefited from the extra year in college.
I could see that.
That year at LSU under Brian Kelly, whether people want to say about Brian Kelly or what, he with Malik Neighbors and
Brian Thomas,
playing with those playing with those guys, but it helps.
Agreed.
And you see it. And
you're playing in the SEC. You know what I mean? You're playing NFL talent
every Saturday.
Agreed.
And the thing is he 100% is playing like a fucking he's been in the league 30 years.
Right.
Calm, cool, collected. Bro, honestly, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But that was a good game. And obviously, your Bills took care of the Ravens.
Took care of Baltimore. To be fair, Baltimore did lose that game for themselves.
So that
Buffalo,
was
not so much.
I watched that entire
Baltimore
game.
lost.
Listen, you know me, Bobby. I'm in bed by 8:30.
Right.
I'm at work early. I'm in bed by 8:30. Guys, listen, I stayed up just to watch that game. I was there and locked in on that game. I couldn't move. When Mark Andrews dropped that ball, brother, I in my heart of hearts was like, he's never gonna play in Baltimore again.
You know what the worst part about it is, too? I was talking to one of my buddies about this. Mark Andrews went from arguably top 2, probably 3, arguably top 2 to
nothing. Fumbling. But listen, I
not even
still
the
don't
best tight
blame
end
Mark
on the
Andrews.
roster.
I don't blame Mark Andrews because Lamar Jackson can't turn the ball over twice in the first quarter and expect to win.
Agreed. You can't have 4 turnovers in
fumble.
18 games and then
Yeah.
turn the ball over twice in the first half.
Because look, you fumble the ball and you let Von Miller run it back for what? 40 fucking yards.
And we got 3 points off of 2 turnovers. Like I said, Baltimore lost the game. We did not win. That game should have been so much worse. Derrick Henry had 68 yards in the third quarter.
Yeah. Baltimore should, and I say this as somebody who picked Buffalo, Baltimore should have blown you guys out if they just played fucking football.
Agreed.
It was like it happens every year. It literally happens every year. They forget how to play football in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that the Bills won because I think I went perfect on predictions this past weekend. I'm pretty sure. What up, Berg? Let's go. The world's greatest podcast is live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate it. We're gonna start that claim now. We're gonna start #1 podcast in the world.
Congratulations, world's best cup of coffee. You did
it. Congratulations, world's best cup of coffee. What a fucking scene in the movie. But no, that was the Ravens lost that game more than the Bills won, but shout out to the Bills for winning. Because one step closer to the bowl, baby.
Yeah.
They're who I want, man. And then Kansas City obviously took care of the Texans. I think we all saw that one coming.
Yeah.
The Eagles beat who did the Eagles beat?
Mr. Saquon Barkley.
Who did they beat?
Philly played
LA.
Right, the Rams.
LA in the snow. For some reason, I was thinking they played the Bucks. I don't know. Tweaking. No, they beat the Rams. Saquon Barkley's a fucking listen. All right, let me say something. And I want everybody to hear what I'm about to say. This may see TikTok and YouTube with what I'm about to say. If Saquon Barkley wins the Super Bowl, if they win the Super Bowl, just let's say they win the Super Bowl, right? And Saquon does what he does the next 2 games, like he played last game, it will catapult Saquon Barkley to the top 3 all-time running backs based off this season alone.
That's bold.
Because, bro, he was 100 yards from breaking the all-time single-season rush record and chose to sit out. Bro just put up. Look what he just did in the divisional round.
When you got a generational running back, you pay that man. Pay these generational running backs.
Did you see Howie Roseman on the sideline? Him and Saquon hugging it out, bro. I love seeing that shit. Because Howie Roseman is like, fuck yeah, bro. I think personally, the Eagles are the second best team in the playoffs right now. I'm putting the Bills #1 because it's Bills Nation right now. I'm in the mafia right now.
I'd have to go Philly 3. I'd have to go both the AFC teams 1 and 2, however you want to put it.
Nah, because Buffalo's beating Kansas City, so we're not even counting them no more. It's over. That game's we're looking at the Super Bowl already, bro.
All right.
I'm counting that W. We're in the Super Bowl already.
That's fair.
Josh Allen's taking us to the bowl, baby. I'm in the mafia this week.
Let's
Put him in the
go.
Mafia for the end of the
Let's
year, bro.
go.
I want Josh Allen to get one, bro. There's no him or Jalen Hurts. One of them two. I want Saquon. Like if Saquon gets one, I wouldn't be. I don't have a dog in the fight. So
No Jalen Hurts. I don't want to see that one.
I want to see. I want to see Saquon get one. Cause like imagine that shit, bro. Imagine the story that shit's gonna be. Giants don't pay him. He goes to Philly first season, gets a Super Bowl. Imagine the fuck you that would be, bro.
That's fair.
For sports, it would be for sports.
That's
Either
fair.
way, if the Bills, whoever wins this year, it's historical. If the Chiefs win, it's a three-peat. If the Bills win, it's the first one ever.
Yeah.
If the Commanders win,
rookie quarterback.
First one ever.
That's crazy.
Rookie quarterback. If it's the Eagles, Saquon gets to put the middle finger up to New York.
That's fair.
That's all. It's this shit is generational no matter which way it fucking goes.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes is gonna be a classic.
As always.
What time is that game Sunday?
6:30.
Oh, I'm staying up late to watch that shit. I don't even give a
6:30.
fuck. I'm popping 2 energy drinks the next day, baby.
In Arrowhead. In Arrowhead.
Oh, bro. Yes. Fuck yes, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, one of these days, we're going to ink a deal where we can live talk about these games.
No, facts.
One of these days, we're going to get one of those deals where we can live talk about these games.
Facts.
That would be fucking fun. Just to see the raw emotion of Bobby while he's watching the games.
Yeah. Because,
boy, I know that shit is different.
Woo.
Listen, I don't know what it's like to be that far in the playoffs.
It took me until being a grown old man to feel it.
So they've been there before, right? They've been to the AFC Championship game before, yes?
Yep. Against Kansas
City.
One
time, right?
Yep, one time.
One time against Kansas City.
One time against Kansas City. But outside of the 4 consecutive.
I don't think Josh Allen loses, bro. I don't think he loses again. I don't.
The one we did lose was 13 seconds. It wasn't Josh.
Yeah,
it was the greatest. It was the greatest NFL playoff performance in history, and we still lost that game.
Yeah. So. All right, so let's go ahead and pick these games then, since we're here. So you got Eagles, Commanders for a trip to the NFC Championship game.
As much as I would love to see JD and the Commanders go, I think Philly is just too well-rounded of a team. Yeah. I think they're just not yet. So Philly wins that one. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's a close game. I think it's a one-possession game. I think it's a
field goal.
Right. I think it's a one-possession game, but I do think Philly wins.
So I'm gonna disagree. I took him last week. I swear to God, I took him last week. And listen, this may be biased just because I put money on him, but bet responsibly. I did put money on the Commanders, and I did put money on Jaden Daniels, the ball. I'm a roll with Jaden Daniels, bro, because I'm confident in the dude, man. I like swag, bro.
Yeah.
I like bro's swag. I just like his demeanor. He carries himself like, bro, I'm one of the best to do it. And that shit is tough, bro.
100p.
Being able to walk into any arena, he's one of the most humble dudes. Like that's
and he's still a baby.
I like Jaden Daniels.
And he's still a baby.
He's young. He's young. And bro, I like so I'm gonna roll with the Commanders.
I like that.
To make a Dan Quinn appearance in the bowl.
I like
in his
that.
first year. All right, then you got the boys. You got the Buffalo Bills. You got Kansas City.
You know I'm picking Buffalo. We're
going.
going.
I'm rocking.
We're going. Oh, we're going.
Hey, look, Buffalo goes to the Super Bowl. We go.
Spend my life savings on it.
Where is the Super Bowl?
This year, I am actually not sure.
It's in New Orleans. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, duh.
It's Kendrick.
They had the Kendrick and Wayne talk. Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't nothing but a drive.
The cost will probably be.
Really, bro? The tickets will probably would. I mean, you probably get some nosebleeds in the Superdome. Who gives a fuck though, bro? I sit on the roof.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I would sit on the roof.
That roof seat is probably a couple K though. Still, I'd have to imagine.
No way,
Bro. Last week for the Baltimore Buffalo tickets, and this is in Buffalo, in a trash stadium. Top of the top. I'm talking about all the way sitting in the sky. Started at 700.
Dollar sent me something in a Discord talking about like 200 for those seats up there.
Really?
Yeah, he sent some. I don't remember what Discord that was in. I saw it because he was talking about
it could have been a resale. I could because a bunch of people didn't want to go. So,
bro, think of it. I'm telling you, we could look. We'll see. We'll talk because
the Bills go. It has to be.
If the tickets
when the Bills go, there has to be conversation.
If the tickets were doable, brother, you make the drive down here. We make the little 7-hour drive there. We make a fucking 3-day, 4-day trip out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a live podcast.
And that's New Orleans. So
from the Super Bowl.
Right.
Get some, brother. Imagine the food down there.
Right. Wear a Drake shirt while Kendrick performs.
Oh, yeah. No. Look, I didn't even buy a fucking Bills jersey. I didn't even buy a Josh Allen jersey.
Word.
I would, 100%. I didn't think I'd buy a Josh Allen jersey.
Word.
Oh, God. That shit was, yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking go in there and act a fool. That shit would be tough. We'll talk about it. We got to. We have to actually, because that shit sounds crazy.
For sure.
That would be dope. But speaking of the divisional round, right? So a lot of people had good games. Josh Allen didn't throw for as many yards as I predicted. I thought he was gonna throw a little. What, he had 124
with no turnovers.
124, no turnovers.
No turnovers was huge. The big part.
He's bro. Listen, he heard it. He heard the criticism.
Mm-hmm. Which I want to get into about the divisional round real quick, if that's okay, because I have a fun fact. So divisional round, all 4 losers led that game in total yards. The 4 teams that won trailed in yards total for the game. But every team that won had 0 turnovers. The only team that lost and had 0 turnovers was Houston. Detroit turned the ball over 5 times. LA turned the ball over twice. And Baltimore turned the ball over 3 times. So regardless of yards, it's playoff football. If you don't take care of the ball, you're bound to lose.
Jared Goff listen. So I want to talk about, since you brought it up, turnovers up. I want to talk about Jared Goff for a second. So a lot of people are like, oh, Jared Goff, let him go. He's a scrub. Jared Goff is every team's that's not the Chiefs or that doesn't have a star quarterback is their dream guy.
There is only, as you're saying, there is a handful of quarterbacks in the league right now that have a quarterback better than Jared Goff. There are plenty
Jared Goff
of teams.
Is the top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
And I would have a hard time. I'm not a fan of Jared Goff whatsoever, and I would have a really hard time arguing that.
But that's the thing.
I would have a hard time arguing that.
Right. You don't have to be a fan of him to just see that man would fucking die for the city of Detroit. Detroit, he would die.
Even before that, he was like that in LA. He was like that in LA.
He didn't make the fucking Super Bowl in LA.
Exactly. He's not and he lost to Brady. It's not like he lost to a slouch. If it's not New England, they probably win that Super Bowl.
They almost won the Super Bowl even when it was New England.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't lose to Nick Foles.
Right.
He lost to the greatest to ever fucking do it.
Right.
So it's the slander of Jared. Yes, he turned the ball over a lot. We're not excusing that. His defense also didn't fucking help him.
I agree.
His defense didn't help him. Didn't they put up 45?
Yep.
They hadn't allowed over fucking 40 all year.
Right.
And the Commanders just got hot and went for 45. It's not. Yes, the turnovers blow, no doubt. But I'm not going to listen to any Jared Goff slander. I'm not hearing it. I don't think I would entertain that shit at all.
And I'd have to agree. Did he have a really bad game? Yes, but
he also had a really fantastic fucking year.
Exactly, has ever played perfect all year.
And next year, when their defense is tight again and their offense is healthy, people forget that their offense was also a little banged up.
Right.
Their offensive line's banged up. If they were fully healthy, they beat the Commanders.
They had
Jared Goff
the front
also
runner
got
for
sacked.
defensive player of the year before he got injured. Like,
right. Like, let's not act like yeah, right. So I've seen a lot of fucking Jared Goff hate, and it really sickens me, honestly. Because like you see the same, like even you see the same hate with Houston. Like people are turning on CJ Stroud. I'm like, for fucking
quickly.
what?
Oh, he's not good.
For what? He's a
He
second year quarterback. He's been to the playoffs twice.
Bro's 22 years old. Like 23 years old.
He's already been to the playoffs twice.
Exactly. Can we be serious?
He's doing what people can't do in their whole career.
Right.
Like let's halt on the people are quick to jump off bandwagon. That's the thing. And I think people give up on people a little too like we talked about with Sam Darnold.
Right.
A lot of people wrote Sam Darnold off. Yes, Sam Darnold had a Sam Darnold had a bad playoff performance. It's also the first time he had ever been there.
Right.
Let's not forget that either. It's the first time he had ever been to the playoff.
First time he had a real coach.
First time he had anything of significance.
Right.
Baker Mayfield went to Tampa and completely turned his career around.
Right.
Got paid and is now going to be the starting quarterback there, so probably he retires.
Playoffs every year. So
you're winning your division because your division smells like ass. Your division has the Panthers in it, which I think Bryce Young, people almost gave up on him. And you see what happened with him.
Right.
Bryce Young is a baller. Bryce Young is a hooper. He's just 5'7". Give the boy a break.
Young, playing the hardest position in football, so
give the man a break. He's gonna be all right. Get him some offensive weapons. Get him something. He's gonna be okay.
Agreed.
It's the unfortunate part these days is impatience.
Yeah.
Like people being impatient with like young dudes. Like these dudes are fresh out of fucking college.
And this is what I mean. Teenagers. They kind of see the success in college and expect it to translate to the NFL immediately. And that's, especially at the quarterback position, it doesn't always work out like that.
I've seen people say about like giving up on Caleb Williams.
Right.
Now, I am the first to critique Caleb Williams because insufferably, I had to watch him play for 2 years and lose a lot of fucking football games. Trust me. I watched it every snap. Caleb Williams can ball.
Yeah.
He's shown that he can hoop in the NFL, and that's kind of we're gonna talk about that in a second, but like people were quick to be like, oh, maybe he's not the guy.
Right.
Look what Jaden Daniels did. Look what Jaden Daniels walked into Dan Quinn. He didn't walk into what was the coach's name that just got fired from the Bears? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely can't think of his name. Very irrelevant, apparently. I want to say Emmanuel Doga, but that's the fucking rock.
I think it's like Eberflus or something.
Yeah, Eberflus. Yeah, something like sounds like a cold medicine. Fucking get your Eberflus at your local CVS.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Eric Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus. There you go.
Oh, Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
Even worse.
So
I was way off.
Yeah.
But no, like, you know what I'm saying? So like you go from it's situational, bro. It
matters a lot.
It does. Yes. Like people are like I don't know, bro. People are trying to give up on fucking JJ McCarthy. I'm like, how? You haven't even seen the dude play a fucking snap of NFL football.
Right.
People didn't look at the preseason for last year. He played pretty well.
Right.
Not granted, it's preseason, but he still played well. It's not that he played bad. He just tore his ACL. So it's like, what is your window of opportunity for rookies? How long are you giving them? Are you giving them their whole rookie deal before you decide to move on?
I mean, at bare minimum, I think you have to. Me as a coach, I'm giving them their rookie deal because of the goal. Essentially,
is your coach going to be there your whole rookie deal?
And that's fair, and that's why situation matters. That's why.
So do you think it? So let me ask you this. Let me rephrase my question. Because I don't think my question covered a broad enough spectrum. Let me ask you this, right? Do you think the coaching cycles and the rookie, like, so if you're hiring a head coach the same year you're drafting a rookie quarterback, do you intertwine those cycles?
So I hate when head coaches are, again, it's situational, but the first year they're there is usually like, should be a foundation year. That coach should be seeing what they have in players, etc. Kind of like a D'Amico Ryan things. There was really no pressure year
There's
one.
no expectations.
Do what you do. If we win more games than expected, we over succeed. If we don't, we're drafting high. And it's kind of that's how you should go into things, because when you have a rookie quarterback, even a year two quarterback, you don't always know what you have. Some quarterbacks
I think
don't.
expecting success out of a rookie quarterback is, I'm not going to say unfair, because that would be like, meh. Because if you're a number one pick, you're expected to produce, but expecting to go into the fucking Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback is kind of,
And if you're picking number one, you're usually picking number one for a
because you're
reason.
butt.
Right.
Because you're butt, or you traded there.
Right. Peyton Manning
normally-
is one of my favorite examples. Peyton Manning threw the most interceptions for any rookie quarterback ever.
Still
And
to
now
this
look
day.
at him. Still to this day, correct. And now look at him. So
I would say he's top 5 greatest quarterback ever.
right. And that's because
Eli Manning.
the NFL has revolutionized. Bro was 2 or 3 at one point. Things have just gotten a bit wicked. So
just got wicked. Like, no, like, think about like Eli Manning, bro. Like, people don't give Eli Manning credit.
Right.
Eli was 2-0 in the Super Bowl. And
Against
you know
the
who he
GOAT.
beat twice?
The GOAT. So yeah.
Beat the only 2 out of 3 losses for Brady. Brady went there what, 10 times?
Yep.
All right, first of all, that is crazy as fuck.
In itself.
Bro
yes.
played only 11 times. He didn't make the fucking Super Bowl in his career. He played 21 years. Nah, that's crazy, bro. Fuck, nobody's gonna ever top Brady besides Patrick Mahomes. Let's just be real. Like,
Right.
if it's not if Patrick gets this one. All right, so listen, scenario here. We're going all over the place, but that's how the show works. That's how my brain works. Scenario here. Unfortunately, the Bills don't make it, and they three-peat. Does Travis Kelce retire? Or does he say, I want to help Patrick chase Brady?
As crazy as this sounds,
if Pat gets a three-peat, he's
I really think
ever.
He sits with Pat completely, like, at home in the yard, having a cigar, chilling. Pat, what you think, bro? I'm ready to go. What you think? You want me to run it back one more time, or can I dip? No, I think if they win this year, there is no more argument for him. He, as much as I don't like it, he probably solidifies himself as the tight end. He has his lady. He has his rings. He has his money. He can walk away happy.
He has his podcast,
exactly.
which is one of the best sports podcasts.
His brother's gone. His brother can tell him how happy life is outside the NFL. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, let's take a second to appreciate them as media.
Yeah.
Because Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce, shout out to them. I love their podcast.
100%. Love them as people. They are dope, bro. They are
Kylie
dope.
Kelce, Jason's wife, is just as cool.
Awesome.
Like, her podcast is dope. I've listened to some clips of her stuff. Like, she's lit. Like, the Kelce's are doing it. And like, they are good individuals. And that's why I'm not mad at the success that they're having, because as a tight end, Travis deserves it.
Right.
Like, Trav's story is, a lot of people don't realize Trav has a dark story, bro. Like, he almost got kicked out of school.
Yep.
Jason Kelce had to save him.
His shot at the NFL was almost gone. He almost.
Right. Fucking Andy Reid called Jason Kelce to ask, am I making a mistake drafting your brother?
Right.
And then he asked Travis, he said, am I making a mistake drafting you? He said, no, I'm going to be the greatest to ever do it. And now he's literally, I think he is the greatest to ever do it, no matter what. Win the Super Bowl or not, I think Travis Kelce is going to walk away as the greatest tight end to ever touch a football. I don't think anybody's ever going to top his, like, bro, nobody's ever been 7 receptions for 117 and a tutty in a divisional game.
So I guess
He shows up when it matters.
my question here is, if he is the best, how far ahead of Gronk is he? Because that would be two for me.
Not much.
Would be Gronk.
Not much.
Not much. Agreed.
Not much. No,
Agreed.
No. Because Gronk revolutionized being a tight end.
Right. Right.
He is and again, Travis Kelce will say, I took a lot from Gronk because, bro, Gronk was the original go-getter. Gronk just didn't have the same, I think, longevity that Travis had. I think his greatness was shortened because he was always hurt.
Right, right. And I think a lot of that is because his athletic ability was everything. Like Gronk's not like
he wasn't a good route runner.
Right. He's not a dumbass by any means, but he wasn't the highest IQ football player. Travis Kelce's IQ is that of like an NFL quarterback. Yeah, it's pretty top.
And he'll route your ass up. It's not like he's just, you know what I mean? Like he'll dot you up with the feet.
Fun fact though, that 13 seconds Buffalo lost to Kansas City was all Mahomes and Kelce scripted. All of that was them. It had nothing to do with Andy Reid.
Let me go ahead and make a bold statement. They are the greatest 1-2 punch to ever do it in the NFL. If they win this one, it solidifies it forever. Yes. Quarterback, tight end, there's nobody better than them.
Yes. I do think there's one quarterback weapon that would be close, but their timeline wasn't as Brady, Randy Moss was absurd, but the timeline was way too short. It was way too short.
Skill-wise, that would be a good one.
Right.
But they didn't do anything.
Randy Moss set the record for receiving touchdowns in a season. But again, the window was way too short. So like if they play 10 years together, that's it. It's no question. But
they played 10 years together.
Kelsey and Mahomes. It has to be.
Yeah, because they've been doing it together since they started. It's been, I mean, fuck.
Playoff numbers are number one as a receiving, passing duo.
Right.
So
Travis Kelce chose not to get 1,000 yards last year.
Right.
He said, "I'm good." Right. Like I'll sit out. Like so, it's one of those things that I think Travis is the greatest to ever do it. I don't like.
At this point, I have to agree.
I think it's him, Gronk. For me, it's him, Gronk, and probably then it's a toss up.
You know, it's crazy. The next best one, was he a Chief his whole career? No, but Tony Gonzalez would probably be 3 for me.
I think Tony would be 3 for me, and then I think Shannon Sharp's 4.
I ain't mad at that.
I like Shannon. I like Shannon over.
Yeah, like Antonio Gates.
Because I think Antonio Gates again didn't win nothing.
Right.
And I get it, like, oh, winning doesn't matter, but it kind of
does. Yeah.
Because Gronk has chips.
Exactly.
Has chips.
And that's the same reason Phillip Rivers will never be top 10. Yards, accolades, numbers are there.
Listen,
but you didn't win.
If you want to hear the God honest truth, I fuck with Phillip Rivers.
One of the most underrated ever. But you didn't win.
Bro did not miss games. Bro
played through injury, was an absolute dog. Numbers are there. If I'm not mistaken, he's top 10 in passing yards all time. He may be really close for touchdowns as well. Right. If he's not in there.
Bro's different.
Right.
Bro was Phillip Rivers was he was a different kind of cat. Again, he didn't miss games, he won games, he just didn't have the playoff success.
Right.
That was the problem with him. So I think Antonio Gates for me would be 5, probably.
Right.
I'm trying to think who else. Who else you would put up there? Like, do you have Jason Witten anywhere?
Right. Jason Witten would have to be top 10 somewhere. Tight ends, a lot of them are like past our time, I feel like, because there's still some older tight ends that have, like, Kellen Winslow Sr. probably still has some decent numbers as a tight end all time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's probably some players.
Yo, you fuck with Jeremy Shockey or what?
Yo, what a throwback name, Jeremy Shockey. Bro, he's have the blonde hair hanging out and shit. Yeah.
Elite ball knowledge.
Dallas Clark was a baller.
Yeah, bro.
Bro had number 44 at tight end.
Nah, that was a crazy. Like, yeah, bro. Like Greg Olsen. Do you put Greg Olsen somewhere up there?
Greg Olsen would have to be close.
Or do you think is Mark Andrews up there?
Should have been. Probably not.
So are you taking that because of this year?
I mean, the
You
past 2
can't.
years of
Come
the past
on,
two have been tough.
He had a decent back end of this year.
Yeah, very much. Very much.
The back end was better than the front half,
Right.
but I think the playoff was where we kind of lost it.
Because last year is where he started to kind of like decline, it felt like. And I'm almost curious, not that I should be in anyone's business. It seems like bro is not in football right now. Like he's not all in.
No, I agree.
Something
You
is
can't body language speak.
right. Something is going on.
Body, yeah. Body language for sure speak. Hold on, let me look at something real quick. Let me see. What about Jimmy Graham? Would you rate him top 15?
Probably. I'm curious. 15? His numbers are probably almost top 10ish because his time in New Orleans was something like crazy.
What about Vernon Davis?
Vernon Davis is a good one.
Like I looked up names here. Dallas Clark.
You know, it's funny. I'm doing the same thing. Dallas Clark.
Steve Jordan.
Jason Witten.
Delaney Walker.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Heath Miller.
Wow.
Todd Heap.
Yeah.
Jeremy Shockey. Zach Ertz. Can't forget about Zach Ertz. Longevity.
Right.
Man.
So Alton Sports is something I've never heard of, but they have Antonio Gates number 2 all time. But then again, they have Tony Gonzalez number 1. So
you said what? What are you looking at?
Alton Sports.
Yeah, look, that's the top one that I just looked at. Hold on.
It has
where does it have Travis?
Travis was
they got Zach Ertz at 25. They got Vernon Davis where at 22. What the fuck? No way. Dallas Clark 20.
So this can't be. So this is probably a few years ago. Let me go down.
Jimmy Graham 14. Greg Olsen 12. Jason Witten 10. Fucking Jeremy Shockey 9. Is that what it says?
6 days ago here. Let me look at this one.
Shannon Sharp 5. Yeah, no way. Rob Gronkowski 3. They don't even have Travis Kelce top 5.
This one from 6 days ago is Talk Sport, and they have Kelce at 4, with him going to number 1 at the end of this year.
No, fuck that. I'm not hearing that.
With Tony Gonzalez still as number 1.
I'm not hearing that. No, shot. I'm hearing it. Because, fuck that. Travis Kelce's number 1. It's arguable that
this is pretty much just going off of yards, not accolades, not impact, not because it's just talking about yards. It's just talking about people need to catch up to Tony Gonzalez in yards to be the GOAT.
How far is he off of?
Let's see. Let's look at his career stats. About 2,900 yards behind.
How many fucking yards does Tony Gonzalez have all time?
The touchdowns. Okay, if these touchdowns, let me look at this because if that's accurate, that's a fair amount, to be honest.
No way, fucking.
So career wise, Tony Gonzalez has. Receptions don't really matter, but he has 1,325 yards. He has 15,000 touchdowns. He has 111. Travis Kelce career yards 12,000, touchdowns is 77. So he's looking at close to 30 less touchdowns is what. But you're also looking at 10 years to
How many did Tony play?
19 is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because he
18
played mad.
seasons. 18
Yeah,
seasons
he
in
played
comparison
fucking.
to 10. So
If you gave Travis Kelce 8 more years, he would
the numbers would be,
obliterate.
yeah.
He would
And that's what I mean.
skywalk them.
It matters. It matters.
Yeah.
If
He would
Elvis Presley
skywalk
made
past that
music for
record.
longer, he would probably be the greatest. Like his numbers aren't up there,
Ever,
but
yeah.
it's short window. The numbers are absurd. So yeah.
Let's not act. Yeah. 10 years compared to 8. I didn't know it was that fucking big of a difference. Holy fuck. That's a lot of years, brother.
I mean, to be fair, that does put Tony Gonzalez probably a clear number 3 for me, though. Like, yeah, I don't know if you argue number 3 now.
Nah, I would have to put 3
because longevity is like.
If that's the case, you would have to say he's. If that's the case, you'd have to say he's better than Gronk.
Right. If he's better than Kelce, he would have to be better than Gronk.
Right.
And if he's better than them two, that means he would have to clear the hell out of everyone else. You know what I mean? Like
everybody else.
Like it wouldn't even.
And I
be
think like
debatable.
Shannon probably gets bumped to 4 for me. I think it's Tony 3, him 4. I like Shannon Sharp a lot though as a football player.
100%.
Hello, National Guard.
Before his time, also. So
call the president. Call the National Guard. These boys need help. Nah, shit. I love his podcast too. Him and Ocho.
Yeah.
Him and Ocho, brother.
They're good together.
They're dope.
Ocho's hilarious.
Ocho got
hilarious.
100 million trillion jobs. So where do you rank Ocho all time wide receiver?
Ocho is another one that's super slept on, but I'd probably have to look because receiver there is some absolute top 5. You're not even close, unfortunately.
We'll do that for next week.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, we'll do that for next week. We'll do that next week. The tight end debate kind of wasn't planned, but we'll do it. I want to do that for next week.
There's also so many less elite tight ends than there has been wide receivers through history.
No doubt. So fucking the Lions. Speaking of the Lions, we were talking about the Lions earlier. They lost. And not even 2 days later, Ben Johnson has accepted the job with the Bears. So I think he's walking into the best possible situation for a young head coach.
I agree.
Because he has Caleb Williams entering year 2, top 5 in cap space, and the number 10 pick in the draft. So I think he has a fuck ton of stuff to work with there. What do you think about that hire for them?
We talked about it a little bit last week. I think Ben Johnson was the best free agent coach on the market. I like it a lot. His offensive mind is elite. As you said, they have a possible stud year 2 Caleb Williams, and an insane amount of cap space, and a top 10
and
pick
already
to go get whatever you want.
Locked down.
Right. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, like you have some talent. Cole Kmet. So I really like the hire. I think
they a playoff team year 1.
I think that all depends on Sam Darnold staying or going in Minnesota. I very much think that depends. Because I still think Detroit wins the division. Even though they lose Ben Johnson, I still think they are too well of a team.
They'll go get a young.
Dan Campbell is too they're going to get somebody's going to want to walk into that situation. Then you have Green Bay, who is going to be hit or miss, just like I think Chicago will. So
I think Green Bay takes a step back because Christian Watkins isn't going to be cleared to play till week 12.
That's fair. I also think Green Bay realizes that they need to go get a weapon, but then you also have Jair Alexander in the background now saying, I don't want to be in Green Bay. I'm trying to get up out of here. So that would be an insane hit to the defense. So I think Green Bay is either hit or miss, and then you got Minnesota, like I said. So
I think
you're
the
in
Bears
a tough
could
division.
replace them.
Right.
The Bears replace the Packers for me.
I could see that. I could definitely see
they
that.
swap. I think the Bears make like the wild card and then end up losing wild card kind of thing.
Right.
Or maybe making like a fucking Jaden Daniels kind of run. Even that.
Definitely possible. Definitely possible.
They wouldn't be mad at that.
Right. They do have the pieces. You wouldn't be mad at that.
So I'm not mad at that at all. That's a good. I think Ben Johnson's gonna do well there. So something I didn't write down, but I just thought of it. Fucking the Raiders are going after Pete Carroll.
I did see talk about that. I don't know how much
tired.
I love that, but
I'm tired, Bobby. I'm tired.
I don't know how much I love
no,
going after Pete Carroll.
Bobby, listen, I don't fucking love it at all. I'm tired. I'm tired of living in poverty. It's trash. Where we live sucks. Living in poverty as a franchise blows. It's cold down here.
I've been there.
No, you don't.
I've been there.
Not in your fucking adult life.
Yes.
Last 10 years, you've been great.
No. Josh came in 2018.
Manuel.
He saved us in 2018.
It's 2025. It's been 8 fucking years. Exactly 10 years. And you were good with EJ Manuel.
No.
You made the playoffs with EJ.
No, that was Tyrod. Oh,
Tyrod. Oh, my fault. You made it. Same. You made
to
the
be
playoffs
fair,
with Tyrod.
Our entire team sat in the locker room and watched another team play because if they didn't win, we were up. We needed Andy Dalton to win so much that we went ahead and donated to his charity after the game because he got it.
I need you to understand something. What's today's date? In 7 days. This day next week. So when we do the podcast next week, it'll be my birthday. We're doing a podcast on my birthday.
That's lit.
Right? Okay. Let me understand something. I'm 26 years old. I've seen my team make the playoffs one fucking time. One time.
That's tough.
And we got blown out. You seen your team make the playoffs 8 years in a fucking row. I don't want to hear about poverty. You don't know shit about poverty anymore. You've been living up in the hills for the last 8 years.
Okay, I just moved. I moved a couple years ago.
You moved in the 8th grade and now you just graduated high school. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not hearing that. You don't know. You forgot what it's like down here.
That's fair.
It's cold. My socks have got holes in them. Like, I need help.
That's
and
fair.
going after a 79-year-old fucking coach is not the answer.
It is not.
I'm sick. I'm tired.
It is not.
I'm tired, bro. I'm sick. I am. I'm not hearing it, bro. No, that's not the answer. Fuck, I'd rather you guys fire your coach and we hire him. I'd rather hire Robert Saleh. Like, fuck, get somebody. Oh my God, go hire Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, that's a better hire than Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's not the answer.
Oh man, fuck.
Give Brian Flores a shot, man.
Brian doesn't fit Raiders culture, man.
That's true. That's very true.
He doesn't. Bro, that's the thing about the Raiders, man. Is every coach we've ever had success with has fit the Raiders culture. You have to live a certain lifestyle to be a Raider. Just like you have to live a certain lifestyle to be a Buffalo Bill.
But the thing is, as much as I discredit and I dislike Sean McDermott, he created that culture because before we had none of that. As I talked about with you personally, the Sammy Watkins situation, Calvin Benjamin, Mario Williams, Terrell Owens, like we've had so many players that were not in. Did he? Yes, but bro was also doing a reality TV show talking about how much he hated it in Buffalo because the weather sucked and the team sucked. You know what I mean?
So the weather does blow in Buffalo, though. You say it all the time.
It's bad. It's bad.
You can't blame him for that.
But I'm also not making millions of dollars a year.
Right. So listen, story time real quick. Bobby, I could feel the passion through the fucking screen, guys. Listen, so yesterday, I'm sitting here playing golf. I'm playing PGA golf on stream, right? I see Bobby come in. No, we draft Sammy fucking Watkins. We were talking about Khalil Mack. I think you guys signed Khalil Mack this offseason too, by the way. He just announced he was coming back for his 12th season today. And you guys are the top destination for him. Would it help? Yes. So I let me make a bold, go ahead and make a bold prediction there. I think Khalil Mack is a Buffalo Bill in the offseason.
I would love that. And I actually think that would be a very, very underrated signing.
It would. Yeah. People did count Khalil Mack out.
Right. Leonard Floyd last year went absolutely crazy here in our scheme. So
yeah, I think the Bills. That's what. Yeah, bro. The Bills are gonna be fine. But Bobby was super pissed off that the Bills didn't draft somebody better than Sammy fucking Watkins.
Khalil Mack, who went to UB and stated specifically he wanted to be the king of Buffalo forever. And the Bills said, nah, we'll take Sammy Watkins, who doesn't want to be here, who stated he doesn't want to go play anywhere in the cold, and the coldest team in the NFL is going to draft him.
Listen, bro.
Bro probably had more success with LA in 1 year than he had, or Kansas City in 1 year than he had in 5 in Buffalo.
Yo, remember Kelvin Benjamin?
Yeah. I still got Facebook memories that pop up about him. And yeah.
I know you used to talk that shit.
Wasn't a fun time with Calvin Benjamin over here, or Charles Clay dropping touchdowns.
That was before content creation, Bobski.
Oh yeah.
My boy is
it's a good thing I wasn't then, because these players would have hated me.
Nah, you would have been viral for this shit.
Yeah.
You got to, bro. Nah, because Calvin Benjamin fluffed up like a fucking balloon.
Yeah. I thought bro was gonna be a dog too coming from Carolina. He was decent over there.
Yeah, bro is, but
yeah,
bro, what? Bro is 4 biscuits away from being a fucking tight end.
Bro got moved to tight end before he got cut.
Yeah, trying to fucking 412.
Bro ran a 6'9" 40 time. Like
bro
it was crazy.
A fucking dog. That was the wildest shit I had ever seen. And then he got punked by Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. And this is Josh Allen's number 1 target his rookie year. Like, yeah. Yeah.
That was, but he still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what that's like. Sorry, bro. I'm gonna hang a Raider jersey right there. That's pass forward Raiders jersey. Either that or a Shohei jersey. I don't know yet. You know, because the Dodgers are winning the World Series again, but they go ahead and mark that shit in your calendar now.
Indeed.
And back to back, motherfucker. You can go ahead and say that. I'm letting you know now. We've had another $1 billion off season.
My Bandits are going back to back. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Lacrosse.
Love lacrosse.
Hey, that'll be my next game. Will be a Bandits game. That'll be what I go to next.
Yo, lacrosse is hard as fuck.
I've never been. Never been.
No. The sport itself looks hard as fuck.
Yeah.
That little ass net, that big ass ball. Hell no.
They be flying too.
It hurts. Yeah, they throw that shit fast as fuck. Bro, listen to this shit, right? So the Patriots are hiring Josh McDaniels as their offensive coordinator. It is his 3rd stint with the Patriots.
Another silly move.
Another coach that's No. Here's the thing, though. He is destined to be a fucking coordinator.
Yes, very much.
He's not built to be
a head coach.
He's a coordinator.
He's an offensive coordinator. That was when he was at his best. That is when he will be at his best. The problem is New England is not. Josh McDaniels is not the answer for New England currently. So a couple fun facts that I think, not really facts, but couple opinions I have. Young wide receivers, 2nd-year wide receivers like Jalen Polk, Demario Douglas. They have one more over there that'll be going into his 2nd year. I can't think of his name, but Josh McDaniels has never done well with young receivers for whatever reason. He likes veteran receivers. He never, ever includes young receivers. Kendrick Bourne, however, did have his best career year ever with Josh McDaniels, as did Hunter Henry. So, I mean, good, bad, I don't know. Have to see. I think it'll hurt the young wide receivers, which is what they're kind of trying to build around right now. So that's not the best. Kendrick Bourne's ceiling is only so high, so I don't know if you want to go back to him being your number 1 receiver, but I guess we'll have to see.
CT's knees ain't built to be sat up straight too long. What? Probably cigarette buddy.
Oh, that's my bogey brother. Yo,
Yeah.
chill, pass me
Bro,
a
they be
stove,
saying
bro.
Shaq runs away. Nah, bro, be fucking they be passing darts back and forth.
Let me get a
Nah,
short, man.
Cho don't share darts, bro.
Oh man, I forgot you said he's like a three puff done guy.
Nah, bro doesn't know how to that motherfucker, I swear to you, bro. He'll be like, yo, CT going for a smoke. I'll cough. Motherfucker be like, I'm back. And he'll send me like a cigarette butt. Like, what the fuck? I got plenty. I won't share. I'll give though. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, okay, you got plenty of stogies for me, bro. He's
Bro,
got well for
bro
him.
got plenty of fucking Marlboros.
Bro's goes to the res and gets bricks of them.
Nah, bro, he goes straight to the
Cartons.
fucking. He
There
goes
you
to
go.
he goes to the dispensary and buys cigarettes.
Bro goes straight to the Newport factory.
Ugh. That shit is fucking crazy and gross.
Yeah,
Ugh.
McDaniel signing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's stupid. I think he stinks. Trust me, he was a Raiders coach. I understand. So Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings have reached an agreement on a multi-year extension.
That I do obviously like.
I do, but I don't like the uncertainty of more or less the uncertainty of the quarterback situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy. With not knowing who you're going to be, because is it going to be Sam Darnold? Is it going to be JJ McCarthy? Like, what is the
Very true.
not,
But as a player, I feel better with my decision making knowing who my coach going into next year is, instead of there being a question mark. So do get the concern though. Your quarterback of the future should probably be known. Like,
yeah, I think
is it JJ McCarthy? Is it Sam Darnold? What's happening going forward? Like, because if it's Sam Darnold, you're almost in a successful Atlanta situation. You know what I mean? You have a rookie quarterback who you drafted really high with a quarterback that you're paying a lot of money to. So I'm curious to see how that goes in Minnesota. Because you obviously drafted a young quarterback for him to be the future. So that's a fun situation there. Very, very, very curious to see how that goes. Very curious.
I was saying he's stretching them ACLs. Yo, my knees aren't bad no more, bro. Just because you're a fucking 38-year-old bum. Joe's really 95 years old, bro.
It was like 77 and a half.
Oh God, bro, yes. So Bill's Mafia did something pretty fun. They donated to a charity Mark Andrews supports, pushing to find a cure for type 1 diabetes. They donated, it didn't say how much they donated.
Those Mafia's elite.
So somebody in the comments of a video I saw was like, they did that shit as a troll. And I was like, what? I mean, kind of, you could see it maybe being a troll.
Is it a troll to the player in a sense? Maybe, but it's for a good cause, and everyone knows that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're sending the money.
I think it is.
Because this is the same Mafia that, no offense, like Josh Allen's grandmother wasn't doing well. They raised close to $1 million for her. Like I said, Andy Dalton, I forget who got injured. Somebody got injured playing us, and they donated to his charity foundation that he supports. Like, I'm sure a lot of fan bases do it, but the Mafia does it pretty often.
Yeah. I don't think it was a troll, like legit. I think it was more of like a.
Thank you, Troll. You dropped
I
it.
think
You
it was.
made it easy for us. We
I
appreciate
think it
you.
was a timely thing, more or less. Um. But yeah, that's all for NFL today. Um. Now some basketball stuff. The stuff we have for basketball today is pretty interesting. Um. So I'm opening with 2 questions. So first question is name a bucket getter that doesn't get enough love. That could be all time or just today's NBA.
Fun fact. I was doing some real brain digging for this one to pick a current player because I was assuming it was going to be a current player. So you guys are going to watch me do a little brain digging here to do an all-time player, but I will tell you who my current today NBA bucket getter that I don't think gets enough love, and that's De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he's the best
Yeah.
player in the league by any means, but I do think that there are so
Bro
many
gets
elite
buckets.
guards in the NBA that he almost doesn't get discussed whatsoever. If Lonzo was playing at the level De'Aaron Fox plays, people would be calling Lonzo the most elite point guard. Blah blah. He would be top 5 right
Mm-hmm.
now, etc. De'Aaron Fox just isn't a household name. He's in Sacramento, but bro's a baller. Bro could be all
Yeah, agreed.
NBA every single year. So
So I think I have it's a point guard, but it's somebody that's hooping this year that I don't think people are talking about. And I think it's Jamal Murray.
that's actually a pretty good one.
Jamal Murray's been, bro, when Jokic has been out or Jokic just had off games, bro, Jamal Murray's been hooping.
Yeah,
Like another answer could be
that's actually a really good one.
Zach LaVine.
That's also a good one.
Zach LaVine's been getting buckets pretty thoroughly. DeMar DeRozan. Okay, so that was current day. So now name a 2000s hooper who is an underrated scorer. Yeah.
Fun. I got a fun one too. One of my personal favorites to watch, and I think was underrated as a bucket getter, Corey McGaddy.
Oh, bro, Corey Maggette was tough.
Absolute bucket. I loved him a lot. Josh Smith
All
would
right,
probably be
look,
another one for me.
I was just about to say Jay Smooth. Let me top you here then. All right. Let me go ahead and you know what I mean. Go ahead and show you some extreme ball knowledge here. Okay. You got two. You got LaMarcus Aldridge. That off the backboard bank was,
Portland time was crazy.
and Sean Livingston.
That's actually a pretty good one.
Mid-range king, brother.
Yeah,
Antoine Jameson.
yeah. Anton Jameson was that's another good one.
Luca
That's a stretch
Batamute.
big, right? Yeah.
Luca Batamute. Brother got buckets. Chose said Dominique Wilkins. That was like mid-90s,
Right.
80s. I see what you did there, though. Oh, shit, I missed it. What's up, ODG?
Brandon
I
Roy,
missed that.
short
Yeah,
career,
B-Roy got buckets,
absolute
bro.
bucket.
Yeah, bro gave Kobe the fucking blues a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him. I like B-Roy a lot. He's another one I would put up
Rashad
there.
Lewis, couple years of buckets, probably the second best option outside of Dwight Howard in Orlando.
Yeah, he's a hooper. Pedro Stojakovic.
Yeah, his son's actually balling right now.
Yeah, Andre Karolinko.
Yeah, and he was one of the best defenders of his time. Also, he
Bro
was.
used to toss shit.
Yeah,
Lamar Odom.
Mari Stoudemire.
That's a lot of bucket getters.
Yeah, for sure.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
People talk all the shit they want about Paul Pierce, bro.
I'm not a fan of him whatsoever, but bro was a
As a
bucket.
person,
Bro was a
bro was a
bucket.
fucking. But as a
Bro's name
Hoover,
was the
bro was a
truth for a
fucking.
reason. So
Yeah, nah, bro was he now? Does he fucking milk a lot of the stuff of his career? Yes.
yes, very much.
Like the one championship in 2008, they want to act like, bro, it's the hardest championship ever. No, the fuck, it wasn't.
Yeah, the fucking super team of super teams. What are you talking? What are we talking about?
All right, so there's a lot of NBA trade news going on surrounding a certain somebody. So I have a very, I think, controversial question for you. So, does Jimmy Butler really want to play for the Suns to make them better, or is he just doing it for the bread?
Unfortunately, I think Jimmy Buckets is all in on the money right now, and I don't love to see it. I think he wants the biggest financial security he can get, and that's why he's doing it.
Right. Okay. So, an anonymous Heat source said, "We let Jimmy do more than we ever let LeBron, D Wade, or Alonzo Mourning do." That was an anonymous Heat source on Jimmy Butler coloring outside the lines of Heat culture. Which, because when you hear old players talk about it, so I just listened to Antoine Walker on Club 520, the Jeff Teague's podcast.
Right.
And he said, he was like, bro, they did weight checks every Monday. They did like body mass checks every Monday. And I don't think like Jimmy Butler doesn't abide by any of those rules. I don't think I think he does his own thing. I genuinely
It,
don't think
I could see that. I mean, bro goes to media day every single year with a different hairstyle just for the hell of it. Like, how bought in are you on a basketball court if that is your
right.
mindset?
So here's the other thing that happened. So the Suns are trading their 2031 unprotected first round pick to the Jazz for 3 first round picks. The least favorable first in 2025 of Cleveland, Minnesota, 2027 of Cleveland and Minnesota, Utah, and 2029 of Cleveland, Minnesota. So do you think that Phoenix is gearing up to make a run at Jimmy Butler?
That's what it sounds like. That is indeed what it
So
sounds
how
like.
much does that help the Suns?
Not much at all.
You're
They
gonna have to get rid of Bradley Beal, right?
right, which already it doesn't fit. It never fat to begin with. It never fit. It wasn't a good fit to begin with. And now you're bringing in a player who's not necessarily 100% bought in on basketball. It just doesn't
Not bought
seem
in.
like
He's not bought into cultures.
it doesn't seem like an ideal situation. He's automatically gonna want to be, even if it's not the number one scorer, he wants to be that number one guy. It's I don't see it working out well. Could I be wrong?
No.
Yes, but I don't see it working out
No,
well
I don't think
at
we're
all.
wrong. No, I don't think we're wrong on that one at all. Just for the simple fact that it's clear as day that bro can't abide by team rules.
Is he a dog? Is he a baller? Yes, but it seems like a lot of me.
Yeah, word. So the Nets asking price for Cam Johnson, if you had to take a guess without seeing what is written down, what would you say? Not what is written down, because what's written down is fucking preposterous for Cam Johnson.
If I'm the Nets, I'm asking for a first round and a young player with some upside. Maybe not a young
Yeah,
superstar, but a young player with
I need
some upside.
yeah. I don't want 2 firsts. I'm not taking 2 firsts. That's insane. Just 2 firsts for Cam Johnson is crazy. You're gonna have to give me a first and like you said, a young, promising star, a
Right,
promising player.
right. Very
Not
much
great,
agreed.
but promising. No way I'm taking 2 firsts for Cam Johnson.
I
I
agree.
don't. No chance I do that. Who do you see would make a run for Cam Johnson?
LA is excuse me. LA is obviously going to be desperate. LA needs a shooter. Um Golden State, who I don't think wants to. See, the tough part about Golden State is you have Curry, so you can be a contender. The West is just so stacked right
Good.
now that is going to be really tough. I do think Golden State tries to give it another 1-2 years before they kind of completely give up because
Blow it
again you
up.
have Curry. You always have an opportunity when you have a player like LeBron or Curry. I don't care what seed you are. I don't care how last year finished. You always have an opportunity. So I think Golden State is another team that could potentially make a move. I think Minnesota could try for it. I think it'll obviously be a few of the contending teams. I could see Cleveland looking for a shooter. So
Bro said enough diddy daddling. Let's talk badminton.
that's funny.
I respect that, brother. Like, so that's kind of what my next question was. With Steph Curry. So I think that is a good point. I think they may make a run at a Cam Johnson, somebody like that.
At first, I had
Um,
my first. When I heard Jimmy Butler wanted out of Miami, my first ideal destination
was
for him was
Golden
Golden
State.
State. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's everybody. It's a lot of people. A lot of
right.
people see that.
I still don't. I
I don't
honestly also
personally.
still don't think, even though he's not a superstar, I don't think Utah trading Lauri Markkanen to Golden State is out of the realm of possibility either. I
I
could
like
still
that
see
too.
that one
I like
happening.
Lauri Markkanen.
Still a little
I
younger,
like Lauri Markkanen.
so if it doesn't work completely, you can still continue to build around him somewhat in the future after Steph. So
Right. All right. So there's I think three different quotes here from Scottie Pippen in the same interview. Um, Scottie Pippen is an idiot. I was like everybody to understand this. Like Scottie Pippen should never talk about anything ever again.
oh, this Scotty's a
Um,
special one.
so Scottie Pippen in an interview said, when it comes to discipline with sleep and diet, though I wouldn't say Charles Barkley was the most focused in that regard. Barkley was more into hanging out and enjoying himself. Pippen also followed this and said he would have won. He would have still got 6 rings without Michael Jordan.
LOL.
Then turns and says that Scottie Pippen thinks NBA owners would pick him over LeBron to start a franchise. Do you want individual accolades or championships? Because I didn't chase. So, um,
Scottie Pippen over LeBron James. Focus.
Bro's camera went out of focus because how stupid that sounded.
It was ready
Your
to just
camera
walk
was like,
away.
all right,
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough.
All right, enough for the day. So this is another instance of old heads just not knowing what's really up. And that's again, bro. Like that's what I was.
And
telling
this
you
one is
last
a
week.
little like this is a bit
Preposterous.
overhinged. Like the thing about Charles Barkley, cool, maybe, possibly, cool.
Who cares?
Winning 6 rings without MJ1 is just
Put them. Hold on, wait, real quick. Put them hands away before I lick them, Bobbert.
You don't tempt me with a good time.
I had to interrupt you because I need people to hear how this man talks to us.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
People on
You
YouTube.
see, I'm smiling. That sounds fun.
I need people on YouTube to understand how this man is. This is how he's daily, bro. Like he'll DM me these shit like that. Like, shut the fuck up, CT, before I touch you. Like, what? Anyways, no, yeah, Scottie Pippen just needs to shut the fuck up.
It's just blasphemy. I don't even need to talk about it. It's just 6 rings. No, no.
None of these things are none of these things are even relative.
No.
In any way.
Yeah, maybe if you played longer and you went to LA with Kobe, you'd get to 6 rings without MJ.
Bro,
but like that's the only what are we talking about, Scotty?
No, how are you getting 6 rings without MJ?
It is.
He also said he hasn't talked to Jordan since the pandemic. Which, if I was Jordan, I wouldn't fucking talk to you either.
Clear. No.
Why would I talk to you? You're a loser. Like,
Right.
bro's a square.
Yeah. Very much.
He's another old head that just.
And it's crazy because he's been like that, like since before we even started hearing basketball players talk on podcasts and
He's always been a hater.
Yeah, he's just always been full of hate. He's always had weird
he's
energy.
always been a hater. Yeah, he's always been a hater, no doubt. So Kevin Durant had an interesting take in an interview recently. He said Kevin Durant on the Cavs Warriors 2017 NBA Finals matchup. He said, I think that was the peak of basketball in the league. He said, at that time, you had all that talent on one court, and at the highest stage in the finals, that shit was fun. So, begs the question, do you think that realm of basketball was the peak of basketball?
So I'm going to answer the question first, and then I'm going to veer off a little bit. I think it is close, but I'm personally still taking the Kobe-ish era over that time in basketball. I do think that this and because that's still very close to this time in a sense is the most skilled era of basketball, but I do think that Kobe's time was the best time of basketball overall. I also think Kevin Durant is making that statement because that is his most successful time in basketball, thanks to Steph Curry. So obviously that shit was fun. That was the only time you were competing for a ring, my brother. So, did you go with OKC? Yes, but you got your shit smoked on horribly.
4-0.
So
let me go ahead and say something that I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding of. Steph Curry did not need Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant needed Steph Curry.
I agree.
Steph Curry won before Kevin Durant. Steph Curry won after Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has made it to the NBA playoffs one time since then and got swept. I'm not hearing nothing. So I hate the fucking, like, everybody wants to be like, oh, Steph had KD. No. KD had Steph. Let's not misunderstand. And then you always hear, like, in his like, oh, who are your top 5 teammates? He never puts Steph. Ever. He always puts some James Harden at the 1.
For the longest he never put Russ. And there's no way you're not telling me Russ is.
Bro's a hater. So. Bro has no real in his heart.
Right.
I genuinely believe he is a square. Like, I genuinely believe, like, he's kind of a square outside of basketball.
I can see it.
He's gonna be Scottie Pippen when he retires.
He gives me just wants to fit in vibes.
Yeah,
like he's just, like whatever table he's at, he's gonna act like the people at that table. So
yeah. He has very, like, main character syndrome.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good saying. Like, the main character syndrome type shit. It's weird. So Kyrie Irving had a take on LaMelo post game. He said he's got good pedigree, comes from a family that has pros. I want to see that young guy reach his potential even more and answer a lot of the doubters and naysayers that say he can't win. So Charlotte sucks.
Yep.
He's never gonna win in Charlotte. I can
Agreed.
I think I can tell that pretty. I'm looking up their record right now.
I don't know if anyone will win in Charlotte for a long time.
Ever. No. Because they stink. So Charlotte is currently 10, 11, 12. They're 13th in the East. They're 11-28. But to say on LaMelo Ball, I do think LaMelo Ball has good character. I think, honestly, bro, shout out to the Ball family. Like I think
For sure.
people want to talk about LeVar Ball, bro. He's 3 for 3.
Yep.
Both his kids are hooping in the league, and Jello just performed at the Lions game.
And all three of them talk
I'm a
about him as the best
I'm
dad
a
in the world.
swoop in
So
the corner.
that's
Whoa, whoa.
whoa.
You banging the Jello or what?
It's
You
decent.
throwing the Jello? You throwing the Jello up on stream or what?
It's a little bop. It's a little bopper.
Yeah, you played that shit on stream before.
I played it. It's on my Spotify like songs.
I bet it fucking is. It's not on mine yet. I'm about to add it. I might swerve in that corner. Ooh, ooh. Right.
Bro's
Listen,
just
if he
missing a
dropped that shit in
huge jersey.
2004,
He's just missing a huge jersey with like a
huge
huge
jersey
white
with
tee,
a headband.
4X white tee underneath with a headband.
Pro
Facts.
X, a Pro X4 club with fucking Dickie pants on,
Fubu jeans,
Chuck Taylors.
size 48.
Mm-hmm. Dragging the fucking ground with a fitted halfway on with a headband.
Number one. Simple.
And an eye patch. Like Nelly.
Hmm.
Bro gotta get the Nelly look and he be fucking number one. Bro's he's gotta fix that look. He's gotta follow that shit up though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he's gotta come with some fuego for that next one.
He probably won't.
No.
But he should. He needs to.
Bro signed a record deal. Who cares?
Yeah, facts.
Like it.
With Def Jam. And Def Jam likes telling their artists how to make music, so Def Jam may just make a song for him.
Fuck Lonzo. Hey, look, Lonzo can spit.
Yeah, Lonzo ain't bad. Lonzo ain't bad.
People acting like they forget Lonzo. Lonzo too.
Too bad Miles Bridges is not the best human being because he's pretty good too.
Yeah, Miles Bridges is just an asshole.
Now we're on the topic of Charlotte. Everyone has problems in Charlotte for the Hornets.
Yeah,
there's
Charlotte
something everywhere.
They're poverty. They are poverty.
Brandon Miller and his college situation, like it's just everything.
Their tickets are like $12.
I believe it.
I don't know a single thing about sports. Cho Baby 69 is signing off. He said, "Keep it up before I pay for your French tips." What is this man on, bro? So the Kings are now 8-2 since Doug Christie took over as head coach. Do you think them firing Mike Brown was the right move then? And do you think they stick with Doug Christie long term?
I don't think Mike Brown was the answer in Sacramento, so I'm glad to see them move on. And I guess we'll have to see. Hopefully Doug Christie works out because Sacramento's at a spot where they need to win or kind of blow it up because
they're gonna lose. They're gonna end up losing
for
Fox
way too long. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna end up losing Fox. They keep fucking around.
Yep.
That's the unfortunate part. Is De'Aaron Fox isn't gonna play. Like you were just saying about De'Aaron Fox and how good he is.
Yeah. Anywhere else, he's all NBA. If he's on a big market team, he's all NBA. The numbers are there.
No doubt.
So it's a tough situation.
No doubt in my mind.
Tough because they're also trying. Like they signed DeMar DeRozan. Like they're trying to make moves towards success. It's just again the West is the West. The West is what the West has always been.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
All right. So we haven't talked much about college yet. So the national championship just happened. Ohio State took care of Notre Dame, which I think we all saw that one coming.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Ryan Day for getting his revenge on people who were trying to get him fired.
Yep. Love to see it.
But you do want to give a shout to Notre Dame. Because they did have a hell of a year. It was their first college football title game appearance since 2012. It was the most wins in a season in program history, 14. It was our third straight winning season under Marcus Freeman and Sugar and Orange Bowl champions. So there is plenty to be happy for Notre Dame. It's fuck Notre Dame forever for me, but good year. They had a great year. I think Marcus Freeman's a hell of a coach. I think people talk down on Riley Leonard. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a good ball player. So I think they have a lot going for them next year. But what did you watch the game?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I
Jeremiah Smith's that fucking guy.
We know this. I predicted that it would be really, really one-sided. I knew Notre Dame couldn't hang with Ohio State. Ohio State was just too much. They have too much on offense. They have too much on defense.
Too much
it was a tough situation for Notre Dame. If it's anybody else, they potentially win. But as much as Ohio State had their struggles, we seen them lose against Oregon. They were altogether the best team in the nation this year to me, and I was saying it all year. Fucking Jeremiah Smith was arguably behind Travis Hunter and Ashton Zenty. He may have been the best player in the nation this
in
year
college football
as a true freshman.
No doubt.
So
yeah, which is fucking nuts, bro. Yeah, I think Will Howard kind of redeemed himself. I think he played himself into probably the late first round, early second round.
Feel bad for whoever drafts him.
Yeah, no doubt. But he did definitely up his draft stock.
Yeah.
Like he might go top 20. Some team's gonna fucking that. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is that. So Quinn Ewers has declared for the NFL draft. That's another guy I think does not. Neither one of them dudes are gonna be viable NFL quarterback. I think Quinn Ewers. I think it's a mistake. I think he should come back to school and go transfer portal.
Very much
go somewhere for another year. Because boy, even as bad as this draft class is for quarterbacks,
somebody's gonna be desperate and somebody's gonna drop them now, and it'll
fucking
be
the Raiders, bro.
It'll be a mistake, unfortunately.
It's gonna be the Raiders. The Raiders are gonna draft fucking Riley Leonard. He's a project. And they're gonna sign Pete Carroll, and we're gonna suck for the next 30 years.
Oh man, yo. So as I was thinking about it, and you probably won't. I don't love it, and I don't think anybody should love it. You know who I think's the Raiders quarterback next year? Starting quarterback?
Ooh.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I've heard that name. Yeah, him and Pete.
Russell Wilson. I think they go for a bridge quarterback. They're like, oh, we like what Minnesota did. Let's give it a shot.
Him or Sam Darnold.
Right.
Or they go all eggs in and just go get Sam.
Right. Full commitment.
Which I wouldn't be mad at.
I would be a lot happier with that.
Yeah, I would be cool with that. Him with Brock Bowers, use your top pick, draft a wide receiver. Shit, try to go get the wide receiver from Arizona.
Right.
But try to trade up.
He's a dog. Yeah. You know, I'm still sold on Luther Burden. I still think Luther Burden is going to be very productive.
No.
I think he's going to be a very productive wide receiver.
No, Bobby, that was one of the worst takes.
I'm telling you.
Dog, he had a shit year.
You hear it here. Luther Burden goes first round in second place for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
No fucking way.
Yes.
He goes third round, and he's on practice squad by mid-year.
He had a rough year, but I'm telling you, he is still probably the best wide receiver that's about to come out this year.
No, he's not.
I think so. I'm telling you.
No, he's not better than McMillan.
Probably
if you're
not.
Drafting a wide receiver, listen, I'm not.
You take McMillan, yes, because he's
if you're drafting a wide receiver,
proved it to you. He showed
you're drafting McMillan.
Luther Burden is a project player that the ceiling is outrageous, but the floor is also there.
He reminds me of John Ross.
Ew, no way.
Great college, mediocre last year, and goes to the league and just becomes an absolute.
His player comp for me is Steve Smith.
Like,
yes,
89
the good Steve Smith. Yes, not the giant Steve Smith. Yes,
like Steve Smith Sr.
Like Hall of Fame Steve Smith. Yes,
like gold jacket Steve Smith.
I'm telling you.
No, Bobby.
I'm telling you. It's
Luther
there.
Maybe his comp is like
it's there.
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown's like top 10 all time.
No,
maybe top 8.
No, he's not.
Really? I have Antonio Brown almost at number 5 all time.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes.
For what?
For his numbers. For his numbers are crazy,
I guess
brother.
maybe.
His number
guess.
does his character suck? Absolute
yes.
Yes, very much.
Okay, maybe his, I could say genuinely, Luther Burden's comp to me
Better comp,
like
Juju Smith-Schuster. But he's going to have more success. He's going to be
how
successful.
much shit do you talk about Juju Smith-Schuster?
Juju was supposed to be elite. Just stop caring about football. That's what happens when you're not in the lab. I think Juju completely fell out of football.
I don't think he was ever that great.
He was a baller.
Again, that's another guy.
He was a baller.
That's another guy I watched play every fucking down at USC.
Yo, when we missed out on Juju by 2 picks, talking about the Bills, I was heartbroken.
Who'd you guys draft that year?
We missed. I'm trying to think because we missed 2 wide receivers. There was one in the first round we wanted, and then Juju was taken in the second, I believe, and we missed him by like 2 picks.
Man, I hope Keon has a good year next year.
Yeah.
I like him. I like Keon. I think he plays a big role in the championship game.
I hope so because he looked absolutely lost against. I was talking about this in my stream. He looked lost in the playoff game. He lined up in the wrong spot a few times. He did not look
Yeah, great. So I think his ball IQ is a little low.
Right. I do think Josh Allen gets in the lab with him though, and he doesn't let that happen year 2.
No,
year 2.
I think his ball knowledge and his ball IQ is just a little low, but he's just a freak fucking athlete.
Right. Okay, so see, this is why I am not a NFL GM. Juju Smith-Schuster was taking 1 pick before us, not 2. And the player we took 1 pick after him was Deion Dawkins. So,
yeah. So, you would have fucked your franchise by drafting Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
So,
and there was no Josh Allen yet. There was no Josh Allen yet either. So, we're going to have Tyrod throwing Juju the ball. Tyrod didn't throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field. So,
Tyrod, listen.
Tyrod, check down Taylor.
He's a good story, though, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Wouldn't you prefer to have a Tyrod Taylor jersey over a fucking Stephon Diggs jersey that you have?
Very much. I have a Tyrod Taylor jersey shirt, and I'm keeping it forever. I do.
Yo, I would prefer EJ Manuel. I don't have an EJ Manuel.
I hate it. EJ Manuel, no. He was drafted really high, and I had so much hope for him. No. That was another player that just didn't love football. I mean, he lost his starting spot to a practice squad player who just had more. Thad Lewis took his spot. So,
did he?
Yeah.
I don't know who Thad Lewis is.
Exactly. EJ Manuel lost his starting spot. No injury. Just flat out lost his starting spot to a practice squad quarterback who started for 7 or 8 games because he started the second half of the year, and then that was it. Thad Lewis, yeah. That was fun times, brother. Fun times. EJ Manuel was taking like number 6 or 7 too, so yeah.
Where did EJ go to school? Didn't he go to
Florida State?
Yeah, Florida State.
Yep. Jameis before Jameis. He just didn't have the skill. At Florida State, he was a baller, though. At Florida State, he was a baller. EJ was
don't disrespect Jameis, though, bro. I'd sign... shit, the Raiders signed Jameis. That'd be cool.
Right?
Because we're going to be motivated as fuck every year.
Yeah.
Today, we're going out there to just try to get the W. And just preserve our bodies and preserve our souls and preserve our minds and just make sure that...
I know we're in Vegas, but we walk in the opposite direction.
We're not going to gamble.
We ain't gambling.
We're going... We're not.
We just gambling on W's.
Word. Fuck yeah, bro. Nah, I love Jameis, bro.
Good dude. Good dude.
James Winston's a good dude, right? Motivational as fuck.
Right.
Makes me want to run through a wall every time I hear him speak. No. So speaking of Texas, Steve Sarkisian and Texas have agreed on a new 7-year deal. Sark is one of the highest paid coaches at $10.6 million.
Wow.
Bro's getting 10 M's to coach college football.
That's actually kind of crazy.
It's a lot of fucking bread.
Yeah.
Speaking of coaches signing deals, Don Staley has signed an extension to remain with South Carolina until 2030. The deal is worth approximately $25 million, making her the highest paid coach in women's college basketball.
Wow. That's W's.
I love Don Staley, bro.
Right.
She's tough.
Very much.
Yeah, man. That's it in the sports world today.
So
not much cracking.
Sorry, not ignoring you over here. Just looking at MSN, NFL mock draft, couple things. All of these have Luther Burden going top 10.
No fucking shot. He's going top 10. Top 10 where?
This has Dallas trading up to 10 for him. This has the Saints taking him at 9.
Also doesn't make sense.
The Saints, I do. So here's why they have the Saints taking him. Star receiver Chris Olave played in only 8 games, but no other Saints wide receiver caught more than 20 passes or eclipsed 400 receiving yards.
They also have Derek fucking Carr,
which was Rashid Shaheed. So does it make the most sense? No, but I think Luther Burden is. The numbers this year weren't there. They weren't there. But the ceiling for this man, I'm telling you, his rack ability is crazy. So maybe I'm gassing him a little too much off of his ceiling. But I think that is like such a high ceiling, like low risk, high reward type of player for him to be.
You're bought in on him. That's the thing.
Very much. But
you're bought in on him.
As I said, Juju I thought was that guy. Sam Darnold's looking really good now, but I thought Sam Darnold was one of the best prospects I had ever. I thought the same with Trevor Lawrence. There's a lot of college players that I like really, really, really missed on. Hopefully he's not one.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna be a bum, but I just don't think he's gonna be as good as advertised.
I'm not mad at that.
I think he's the third best receiver in this class. I would put McMillan over him.
Travis probably.
And obviously, I would draft Travis over him. I'd put him 3.
Not mad at that.
I honestly would probably put. He might be 4. So I think there's another dude I'm missing. Because I would take the tight end Tyler Warren over him.
He is a dog.
I would take Tyler Warren over Luther Burden. And he's not even a receiver. He's a tight end.
You know, actually, will be a better player comp for Luther Burden? Debo. That's his exact play style. Is Debo Samuel.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. That's like his.
Yeah, about the same because they both get injured. They're about the same.
That's fair. That's
injury prone. That's a good comp. You got your BBL ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, brother, take your BBL away.
All right. Bobby's bold takes. Bobby's bold take number 1. Call me crazy, and this is it sounds bad to say as a fan of this team. Everybody's been crying about Kansas City and the refs being on their side. As crazy as it is, Buffalo wins Sunday because of a call that the referees make. It's my bold take. I think the referees make some type of call that a lot of people aren't a fan of. They may be a fan because nobody wants to see Kansas City win, but a very debatable call is going to go down late in the game that provides Buffalo with an opportunity to score and win the game.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Second bold take. Anthony Edwards asks out. Maybe this is not bold because I don't know. I think Anthony Edwards asks out of Minnesota before this year is even over. Crazy situation because Minnesota's not terrible, even though they're not the highest in the standings this year. They're not a terrible
Didn't
team.
you just
I
say
think,
your
yes,
last bold take was that Minnesota won the
Minnesota wins the
championship?
finals. Yep. And I think Anthony Edwards asks out because they're not going to win. I think they should be the front runner. I don't take that back. I think if Anthony Edwards stays, I think Minnesota is the front runner to go to the NBA finals. That is my favorite team out of the entire league to go to the finals. I think Julius
That's
Randle is going to
crazy.
force Ant to ask out. Does he get out? Probably not. Minnesota's not going to trade him, but I think he asks out.
They
I think
might, but
a lot of drama starts.
yeah, okay. I fuck with both of those. I'm not mad at either one of them. Because if either one of those happen, that's we're gonna be talking about it. Yeah, BBL Bobby in the building.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna close this down with the CT's crazy stats of the day.
Probably my
Crazy
favorite
stat number one
segment.
is Patrick Mahomes is 21-1 in his last 22 games. That one loss was to the Bills. The Eagles are 14-1 in their last 15 games. That one loss was to the Commanders.
Wow.
So both of the teams that are favored to win the game, both of their losses were the team that they're favored to win over.
You know
Crazy
what I
enough.
want to look up? I'm actually curious where that was the Eagles Commanders game in Philly.
Oh, that is a good question because I don't know. Do you guys see the bootios behind Bobby? I don't think I've ever pointed it out on the pod. Where was the game? Gotta be. If it was end of the year, I think it was Philly.
Landover, Maryland. So it was Washington. It was Washington. I
Okay.
was curious because the Bills went into Arrowhead and won when they won. So I was curious if the Commanders did the same thing.
Listen, bruh, it's possible.
Very much. Very much.
Crazy stat number two. In 2014, the college football playoffs expanded to 4 teams, and Ohio State won the national championship. Exactly 10 years later, they expanded to 12 teams, and Ohio State won the national championship.
Wow.
So every time they've expanded to the playoffs, Ohio State's won the national championship.
All right. So you heard it here first. In 2034, you know who to bet on. Beginning of the year.
Exactly. Look, I'm about to make that bet right now. 2034 national champions. Put $1,000 on it. I bet that the fucking odds are probably like a million.
Literally.
Crazy stat number three, Kevin Garnett is the only player to go against both the 72-win Bulls and the 73-win Warriors.
That's actually
Imagine
pretty
that
dope.
shit.
Wow.
Imagine that shit though.
Right. You went against literally the two greatest teams in NBA history.
To
That's pretty
ever
dope.
play, yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy as fuck. This one might be the craziest one I've seen thus far. And the craziest one that I fact checked that is legit. So the final crazy says if an MLB player had 60 stolen bases for 23 straight seasons, he still wouldn't break Ricky Henderson's career stolen base record of 1,406.
Wow.
Fucking nuts, isn't it?
Wow. That's actually
Yeah.
insane.
Fuck, that is one of the craziest ones I've seen.
That's actually nuts. So I guess my question, because
I went
I'm
and fact
I'm
checked
sure
that.
it's not 60. On average, how many bases does a player, like an elite player, steal per year? Because it can't,
So
I'm
this
assuming it's not
year,
60. That
so
sounds
this year
pretty high.
Shohei Otani had 50-50. So he had 50 stolen bases, 50 home runs. Or yeah.
Wow.
So
So
and
1406 is wow.
that was so like 14,000. Let's just say, okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson played how many years did he play? He played from 1979 till 2003. So 89, 99. Yeah, bro played fucking. What years is that? PBL Drizzy. 100. He had 130 stolen bases in 1 year.
That's
He was a
nuts.
first. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, because as I'm looking here, I do see some 60s and whatnot, but like it's the average is probably like 50 roundabout. So that's fucking nuts, bro.
So he played 25 years in the MLB. So he was averaging about 60 a year.
Every single year with no let up. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But he also had years that he had 130 in 1 year.
That's
And they only
nuts.
play 168 games. So he only didn't have stolen bases in 38 games.
That's crazy to think about.
No, it's crazy as
Like
fuck to
that's
think about.
nuts to think about.
Yeah, it's literally like, and that's why I do what I do, because it makes you think about shit, bro. Like
That's kind
that's
of
a thing you
nuts.
would never think about.
Right.
Nobody would ever think about Ricky Henderson's fucking career stolen bases record. Here we
That's
are.
crazy.
So that brings us to the end. Now, we hadn't talked about it yet, and we haven't put it really out there yet. We've said it on a couple little social media posts. But tonight, 12 hours from when we were supposed to start this one. Oh,
Tonight.
listen, me and Bobby had a morning. Listen, I was late coming home from the gym.
I spent like
We
40 minutes in the shower this morning, my fake sauna.
listen. Listen. I am 100% a long showerer, so I get it. I got home from the gym. I ate breakfast. I was like, you know what? Good thing we run this shit. Good thing there's somebody telling us what to do, because here we are. But we will be launching the second version of the podcast. And we will be tweaking the names of the podcast itself. We're still going to be the Full Season Podcast everywhere that you can find us. You will see us still everywhere. You'll see us on all platforms at still the Full Season Podcast. We will be doing the Full Season in the morning, which is going to be our 9:30 a.m. show on Wednesdays. And then we will be doing the Full Season After Dark, which would be 9:30 p.m. Wednesday nights. So we're going to try to bring 4 to 6 videos a week from each show, with both available on YouTube either immediately after, a couple hours after, or the next day. So you'll be able to catch us everywhere that you can catch podcasts. You also catch us on Spotify. Everything will be linked below. Bobby will link everything below.
Right here below.
And then again, you can catch us on Spotify, all social media platforms at the Full Season Podcast. Where we, again, 2 shows a week now.
Yes, sir.
12 hours apart. So Wednesdays are busy days for us. Needless to say, Wednesdays are jam-packed. Tonight we're honored and privileged to have our first guest on the After Dark, where we interview the number one Call of Duty player in the world.
Yes,
It's factual, it's proven. We know him personally. One of the greatest dudes I've met. So we have that privilege and honor tonight to be interviewing him.
Indeed.
It's gonna be dope. You're not gonna want to miss out on that one, just because I think that shit's gonna be legendary.
For sure.
But yeah, man, Bobby, I appreciate you as always.
Yes, sir.
It was fun. We had a good time. And again, Beth, listen, tonight's gonna be fun. You can catch us again. You can catch us everywhere at the Full Season Podcast on all social medias. Soon you'll be able to catch us on all platforms where you can listen to this podcast, like listening services. Right now we are on Spotify. But again, appreciate everybody. Until next time, remember to be you and be great. Bobby, appreciate you. Peace.